Welcome to Art with me, Katie Cordy. Today, we will be looking to Faith Ringgold for inspiration. But instead of painting our own story quilt, we're just going to use Sharpie and crayons. I encourage you to bust out any medium you want for this, including, if you are able, painting your own story quilt. So our first step is we're going to essentially draw our quilt border, which you can actually do with fabric or scrap pieces of paper if you feel like actually creating a collage border. Otherwise, I'm going to create a border that's fairly thick because I want room to put patterns in it. So this part is going to be our border, okay? And in our border, we're going to pretend as if it's a quilt. So we can add different patterns on the inside as if it were fabric. So if you want, you can either create an entire design of one note, or you can split it up into little bits. Whatever essentially suits your fancy. And whatever you end up putting in your boxes, if you've made boxes like me, is completely up to you depending on what theme you end up doing for your drawing. So Faith Ringgold quilts traditionally show inside either a memory or maybe an ideal. They are story quilts, so they attempt to show a story in them. And the easiest way to do this is to either draw something that has already happened to you, a fond memory perchance, or something that you hope will happen. So for instance, I'm going to do a drawing of me when I was young, when I went fishing at my childhood home. And what makes Faith Ringgold quilt special is that they usually have a little piece of writing that describes what this piece is about, essentially what its story is. So for instance, I might write, and you can do this part later if you want, nothing better than going fishing with my dad. And if you want, you can even box this in. And then in your center thing, almost as if this is your frame, then you can draw whatever you would like. Then once you have your drawing done, and it may be very stylized, Faith Ringgold did a lot of stylized people, then you simply color it in. Add any patterns you want around the sides. For instance, since I'm doing something about fishing, then I might decide to draw fish in each of my corners. And then you just simply go bananas. And this is an example of a Faith Ringgold-Inspired quilt drawing.